evening because this is kind of evolving the last 40 hours. As you know, we're going to be facing some unseasonably cold temperatures over the next 2-3 days. There's a frost warning in effect until 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Emergency responders are taking the appropriate actions to prepare for any accidents or anything that might come up. My biggest concern is the teen drivers going back and forth to school. Experience has taught me that when we have days like this, particularly the shaded back roads, they can be dangerous. So I put a message out on the Facebook page asking parents to talk to the kids about allowing them time in the morning. With that, speaking with Casey Kelly this morning, teachers and administrators are going to be keeping an eye on the kids over the next couple of days to see who is and who isn't showing up without a coat. This time of year, it's unseasonably cold right now. And the school system, Diana Samples and Casey, are a little concerned about kids that might need coats this year. So what we'd like to do is, the fire chief, county fire chief, Brian Southern and I have teamed up, and we're going to kind of work together on a little project over the next few weeks. We're going to have a coat drive for the kids. I'm working with Diana Samples on what the language on that is supposed to be, whether it's new or gently used, that kind of thing, where folks can drop off coats for kids at the Emergency Operations Center. We'll put them in boxes, label them by size and by gender, and as they come in, we'll get them over to the high school. We're not going to hold on to them because if the kids need them, we'll get them over there right away. At the same time, smoke detectors have come in that have been ordered several months ago. As you might know, previously before COVID, there was a program throughout the county where on a Saturday morning, the 6 volunteer fire chiefs and crews from their departments would get together at the operations center. There'd be a meeting, we'd have donuts, and after we had a meeting, they would go out and they would install smoke detectors for families that needed them that didn't have it. We're kicking that program back up again now that the pandemic has settled down. But we're also going to offer smoke detectors for folks that want to come in and pick them up. I got to be careful on the language, not to bill it as a one-for-one. You bring us a coat, you get a smoke detector, because everybody deserves to have a coat and everybody deserves to have a smoke detector. We're just going to make it a little bit more convenient for the families to pick them up if they want to. Most people can install a smoke detector pretty well on their own, and we don't need to burn up fuel in the fire trucks and run them all over town, put them in if we don't have to, but we still will. So if you start getting phone calls about smoke detectors and codes, that's the project we're working on right now. So we can get y'all to support that. I sure would appreciate it, okay? Any questions or any suggestions? Again, this is 48 hours old, so I'm happy to hear any suggestions you all may have, either here or afterwards. I'll come out for it, okay? All right, thank you, Chair. Thank you, sir. Yes.
I'm Craig Ball, clerk of Master. I just want to come over and say congratulations. Look forward to working with you all. Anything we can do in our office, feel free to come over. We're over at the annex. And for you that don't know what Chancery Court is, I just want to let you know right quick. Chancery Court, we work with divorces, custody matters, parental cases, adoptions, real estate matters, contract disputes, guardianships, partitions, civil and domestic relations, and anything that we can do to help you all anyway. Just want to say congratulations to each of you. And David, I did wear my orange tie today. I went home and eat some meatloaf and some ketchup on it, so I didn't want to get that red on that orange. Congratulations. Anything we can do across the street at the annex with the clerk and master's office, feel free to stop by. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You ready to sit down?
All right. Up here in this lockdown session, Careful Owners Committee presiding, Mayor Rob Maddox president. Mr. Pastor, you list first.
Dear Heavenly Father in heaven, thank you for this beautiful day. I pray, Father, that you will be with each representative that is here in this meeting today to make our beautiful Cocke County a better place for our citizens and in the surrounding counties. I pray, Father, that you'll watch over us and guide us. Help us to make all decisions that is pleasing to you. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
like to welcome everybody to come out tonight. If you don't mind, if you have a cell phone, if you could put it on silent, it's greatly appreciated. We've got a pretty lengthy agenda tonight. We'll try to get through it as best we can. First thing on the agenda tonight will be roll call.
Andy Ford.
Here.
Bill Miller.
Here.
Caleb Blazer. Here. Jason McMahon.
Here.
Norman Smith.
Here.
Jonathan Templin.
Here.
Jeff Esslinger.
Here.
Dan Bright.
Here.
Wilma Ball. Here. Rick Bassett.
Here.
David Fairdown.
Here.
Tim Lehman.
Here.
Joe Bob Hudson.
Here.
13 present.
Next thing on the agenda is approval of minutes. Do we have a motion to approve? Mr. Bryant, do we have a second? Mr. Bassett? All those, do we have any discussion on it? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. And number three, election appointments and reports. Notaries, Gary Lee Torgerson, Cheryl L. Huff, Robert Elton Hewitt Jr., Jackie Lynn Valentine, Megan France, Jeff L. Evans, Susan E. Evans, and Miranda Williams. Do we have a motion to approve? Ms. Blazer, seconded by Mr. Hutton. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? That motion carries. B, in the matter of accepting the following quarterly reports: General Sessions Court, County Clerk, and Juvenile Court, and the copies are enclosed. Do we have a motion to approve? Mr. Vasher, do we have a second? Mr. Esslinger? Any discussion? Because these reports do have money involved, let's do a roll call vote on these, please.
Andy Ford.
Yes.
Bill Miller.
Yes.
Caleb Blazer.
Yes.
Jason McMahon.
Yes.
Norman Smith.
Yes.
Jonathan Templin.
Yes.
Jeff Esslinger.
Yes.
Dan Bright.
Yes.
Wilma Ball.
Yes.
Rick Bassett.
Yes.
David Fairdown.
Yes.
Tim Lehman.
Yes.
Joe Bob Hudson.
Yes.
13 ayes.
Thank you. In the matter of any committee reports, budget.
Okay, I don't have a microphone up here, but I hope you all can hear me. Mr. Chairman, the Budget Committee recommends the approval of the attached transfers and limits and waiving fee as the same for the county.
We have a motion to approve. Mr. McMahon, do we have a second? Mr. Bryant, any discussion on these first transfers? Any questions? If not, we'll move on to roll call.
Andy Ford.
Yes.
Bill Miller.
Yes.
Caleb Blazer.
Yes.
Jason McMahon.
Yes.
Norman Smith.
Yes.
Jonathan Templin.
Yes.
Jeff Esslinger.
Yes.
Dan Bright.
Yes.
Wilma Ball.
Yes.
Rick Bassett.
Yes.
David Fairdown.
Yes.
Tim Lehman.
Yes.
Joe Bob Hudson.
Yes.
13 ayes.
Mr. Chairman, the Budget Committee recommends the approval of the attached transfers and amendments and waiving fee of the same for the school system.
Do we have a motion to approve those? Mr. Chairman, do we have a second? Ms. Ball? Any questions or discussion on school board transfers? If not, roll call, please.
Andy Ford.
Yes.
Bill Miller.
Yes.
Caleb Blazer.
Pass.
Jason McMahon.
Yes.
Norman Smith.
Yes.
Jonathan Templin.
Yes.
Jeff Esslinger.
Yes.
Dan Bright.
Yes.
Wilma Ball.
Yes.
Rick Bassett.
Yes.
David Fairdown.
Yes.
Tim Lehman.
Yes.
Joe Bob Hudson.
Yes.
12 ayes, 1 pass.
Mr. Chairman, the Budget Committee recommends the approval of the attached surplus property for the Recreation Department. I just want to make a little tidbit here. All surplus property that needs to come through the county before we can sell it on auction has to come before you all, and you all have to prove that it is surplus property. So attached is a list of 3 things that the Recreation Department would like to sell.
Do we have a motion to approve that? Mr. Vasher, with a second by Mr. Hudson. Is there any question or discussion on that? The funds for that will go back to the rec department? is that
Yeah.
right?
Yes, once we sell it, and we have a dollar amount value, you will all see a budget amendment in the next month or two to put that money back in their budget.
Any questions? If not,
Andy Ford,
Yes.
Bill Miller,
Yes.
Kayla Blazer,
Yes.
Jason McMahon,
Yes.
Norman Smith,
yes.
Jonathan Tiplin,
Yes.
Jeff Esslinger,
Yes.
Deb Wright,
Yes.
Wilma Ball,
Yes.
Ricky Vassar,
Yes.
David Virdal,
Yes.
Tim Lehman,
Yes.
Joe Bob Hudson,
Yes.
13 ayes.
That's all from budget.
Thank you. Sanitation,
I don't have anything, but I think Heather wants to,
Oh, no, Rob's gonna do it. I'm
Okay.
sorry, yeah, Rob.
Rob is gonna do it.
so we're waiting on Rob. Rob looks surprised.
The RFP.
Bid.
Oh, yes.
Okay, all right.
Do it all.
Nothing, general, nothing?
No.
All right, public safety?
Yes, we had a meeting and the mayor sent some names over. We have resumes to look at for the E911 board. And coming out of that, we wanted to Linda Smith, Love Henderson, and, yeah, the civil service.
Civil service.
Did I say that?
Yeah, you said 911.
Oh, anyway. Linda Smith, Love Henderson, and Jody Love is who we'd like to recommend.
So that's, you're putting in formal motion to approve those?
Yes.
Okay, do I have a second? Mr. Vassar? So the motion is to approve, could you give me the names one more time?
Linda Smith, Love Henderson, and Jody Love.
To the civil service board?
Yes.
Any discussion? Go ahead.
We had a question because just for the sake of me telling, I'm Kendall Love Henderson. So if we vote those all at once, can I still vote on it? I just want to make sure that that's okay to do. She's my first cousin.
Well, when it comes, here's what if it's a conflict to you and to yourself, then you can excuse yourself. If you don't feel like it's a conflict, then you don't. It's really up to you. So we'll have a voice vote on that to approve these 3 people to the civil service board. Any other questions? Comments?
There was a comment made about abstaining versus, pass. Can you explain that?
So, to be frank, I don't know what this is actually talking about in regards to pass. I looked at the Robert's Rules of Order. There's nothing that would say it passes and no. If you abstain, it's generally because you have personal interest in it. Now, the first cousin, I did look into that. That's more removed, so you could vote. However, your sister, I would abstain. But abstain just means you're not counted at all.
We're going to have a voice vote, so really that discussion did not need to be, with a voice vote, it's going to be forced, it's going to be an all voice vote, either aye or nay. If you don't want to vote, you don't
But
speak
you're not
up.
voting in.
All right.
Okay.
So, that being said, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Anything else for public safety?
No, sir.
All right, number 5, purchasing. In the matter of report from the county mayor.
All right, this is the part that Commissioner Berry was talking about. The majority of the business coming out of the mayor's office is going to be handled under the new business portion. So the 2 items that we do have under the just the report side is the request for bids for the solid waste contract has gone out, and they are due back on the 31st. We have split that up into 3 different bids. A bid to haul the trash, a bid to keep the trash, and a bid to do both. So that way it's opening that up to more potential bidders. So we hope to have several bids at the end of this month. By the time we meet next month, we should have all this together for you. And the only other item is we wish to express our sincerest condolences to Mitch Fine and his family on the loss of his sister, Joe. That's all.
Thank you. In the matter of report from the county attorney. Thank you. In the matter of report from the county commissioners, is any? If not, I'd like to bring something up. I've had a couple phone calls lately wondering about our agendas. They're concerned that we're getting agendas a little late, so they don't have time to really look into it, investigate it, talk to your constituents. I have a proposal, if it's okay with the rest of the commission, but it would need to come forward for you as a motion. I propose we get those, we make it to where those agendas are mailed the Friday after, right after the budget meeting. That if it's in the mail that Friday, you will have it either Saturday or Monday, which gives you a full week to look at it and study it beforehand. We all know there's going to be instances where there's emergency stuff that needs to be brought before the board. There's that now. And you can always suspend the rules and talk about that, but that needs to be the exception instead of the rule. Everything's not an emergency. But if that sounds okay to you guys, if somebody, or gals, if somebody wants to make a motion to do that, we can do that and put it to the clerk's office.
If they get on holiday, do we go with dates and they work in the business they have, right?
That's all we can do.
Yeah.
I mean, unless we.
There's really no holidays on a Friday except for Thanksgiving, and that wouldn't pertain to this. Or Christmas or something, that's always later in the month. Yes.
The budget, we always meet the first Monday.
First Monday.
Actually, you're
Unless
talking
it is a
about-
holiday.
Unless it's a holiday, then we can do it the Tuesday.
Okay, so actually, you're just talking about Friday instead of the following Monday, so it's not a whole, I'm just so they know, it's just the day ahead of time is all you're getting.
Well,
Yes.
I'd like to interject here. I got mine on Thursday. And I think that, Mr. Templin didn't get his for the day after that, which was Friday, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I got
Oh, did you get it?
Yeah, I got mine with
So 3 days
Right.
is not enough time to do our due diligence, to talk to our constituents about this.
Well, I think this proposal, if somebody is okay with that, I think it should alleviate the problem. Yeah, it's okay with everybody. So, okay, we have that motion to do that, Mr. Ratch, have a second. Virdal was, made the motion.
Yeah.
Mr. Baxter seconded. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor of making that schedule, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Does any other report from any county commission before we move on? All right. In the matter of report from Cocke County Partnership, the copy was enclosed. I know Mr. Graham's here.
Yeah. I didn't get to see y'all, first meeting, so I want to apologize for that. I was in Nashville at the governor's office. Someone informed me all that. I just wanted to say welcome and congratulations. I hope you all know and want you to feel free to come by my office anytime. Please call or text or email, whatever you need. If you ever got any questions about anything, don't hesitate to reach out. Be happy to talk to y'all one-on-one or just one time and talk about where everything's at and get an idea of how the partnership works, whatever. Just reach out, don't hesitate. Also, I've talked to the mayor about potentially doing figuring out a day sometime in the next few weeks, months, whatever it works out. And we'll do a kind of intro to economics, or some of you have already done classes like that, those that are existing from the past commission, but sometimes that could be helpful. John was telling me about getting a war room training there in Nashville, so packing 3 or 4 days of stuff into 1 day before lunch kind of deal. So hopefully we can take a little more time and talk about how the IBP works and some of the other programs, the recruitment tactics, and how everything kind of plays, falls into place. But if y'all ever have any questions about that, while you're doing, I know you're going to do a fire hose right now, do not hesitate to give me a call.
Thank you.
Number 10, a matter of report from Priority Ambulance Service. That copy was enclosed. Is there any questions on that? If not, I'm sorry.
I'd like to comment on that, please.
Yes.
The 6th District, Post 1, visited Priority Ambulance Service on September the 21st, 2022. I spent 8 hours at the Priority Ambulance Service And I would just like to congratulate them for doing a superb job. I think things are really, really looking good at Collier County.
Thank you, Mr. Bass. Anybody else? All right, in a matter of report from Cocke County Beautiful, that copy is enclosed. And we also have a representative.
Oh, excuse me.
I'm just-
Okay, I'm sorry.
You're all right. In a matter of Cocke County Beautiful, representative addressing the board members about the program. Come on up.
Hey, how you doing, Mr. Chair?
Good.
Some of y'all know me, I'm Greta Carr, I work with Cocke County Beautiful. I know y'all have a lot of business to tend to, so I'll try to keep it brief. But my board just wanted me to come and introduce myself to those of you that didn't know me and just give you a quick overview about what we do at our nonprofit. We work closely with the Sheriff's Department to get the litter off of our roadways and do various litter prevention programs, including litter education. So I'm able to go into our county school systems and teach. We're a Keep America Beautiful affiliate. We teach kindergarten through 4th grade different environmental lessons about respecting your environment, recycling, and litter prevention. So big key component of that. It also checks some of our science standards for our teachers, so they like to see us come. And also, something that makes our chapter unique is our RID committee, Removing Illegal Dump Sites. We work with our Sheriff's Department, and of course there's stipulations, as y'all know, we can't like go onto private property and stuff like that, but if a citizen reports a dump site near a roadway, near a waterway, stuff like that, we go and we clean up dump sites. We've cleaned up hundreds of those over the years and counting so much we pretty much lost track. And y'all, if you can report the dump sites, of course, our Sheriff's Department gets a lot of calls for them, but if you report it directly to Keep Cocke County Beautiful, that saves, they've got a lot of things on their hands, so that saves a little bit of a step, cuts back, you know, one of the steps for them. They can report it through our Facebook page by sending a message through Facebook. They can email us, they can call our office at 623-1050, which our office is located inside of the historic Taylor School building, in the same office as tourism. And I just didn't know if y'all had any questions for me about what we do at Keep Cocke County Beautiful, or any comments or anything.
Any questions?
I just want to add, we're not a cleanup crew. The board is not a cleanup crew. It's an education on, and we have a cleanup crew. They all have the same uniform, and so we are not a cleanup crew. I just want to make sure a lot of people.
Yeah, that's a good point. And we focus more on education, so that's litter prevention. If we teach the kindergartners to the 4th graders now how important it is not to litter, then hopefully, but by the time they're adults, we won't have the problem that we have now with the adults littering the roadways. But we do partner with other organizations on cleanup efforts, but we are primarily education.
We would like to thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Matter of report from Cocke County Corrections Partnership Committee. New business, no matter approval of the amended E911 resolution, that copy was enclosed. We have a motion to approve. Mr. Bryan, we have a second. Mr. Veradol. Do we have any questions or discussion about it? If not, we'll have a roll call, please.
Andy Ford,
Yes.
Bill Miller, Caleb Blazer,
Yes.
Jason McMahon,
Yes.
Norman Smith,
Yes.
Jonathan Templin,
Yes.
Jeff Esslinger,
Yes.
Dan Bryant,
Yes.
Wilma Ball,
Yes.
Rick Baxter,
Yes.
David Verda,
Yes.
Tim Lehman,
Yes.
Shabbat Hudson,
Yes.
13 ayes.
B, in the matter of approving the following names for appointment to fill the current vacancies for the Cocke County Planning Commission, Jeffrey Green and Kenneth Ford. Do we have a motion to approve? Mr. Verda, we have a second from Mr. Ford. Any question or discussion on this?
Yes, I'd like to ask the mayor a question.
Go ahead.
In regards to these two gentlemen, I assume that these gentlemen have been carefully vetted and they are your consideration for these appointments, correct?
That's correct.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Will we get to vote on each one of them, or?
We'll do it ever how, we've got a motion right now for both of them. If he wants to rescind that motion,
I'll
we
rescind
can.
my motion and make a new motion that we vote on individually.
Can you rescind the second? Okay, all right. We'll vote on one at a time. We have a motion to approve Mr. Green. Mr. Ford, do we have a second? Mr. Vassar? All right, well, let's do a roll call then. When you're ready.
Start. Okay. Andy Ford,
Yes.
Bill Miller,
Yes.
David Blazer,
Yes.
Jason McMahon,
Yes.
Norman Smith,
Yes.
Jonathan Templin,
Yes.
Jeff Esslinger,
Yes.
Dan Bryant,
Yes.
Wilma Ball,
Yes.
Rick Baxter,
Yes.
David Verda,
Yes.
Tim Lehman,
Yes.
Joe Bob Hudson.
Yes.
13 for Mr. Green.
All right, do we have a motion to approve Mr. Kenneth Ford? And Mr. Ford. Any questions? Discussion? If not, let's do a roll call that.
Andy Ford,
Yes.
Bill Miller, Taylor Blazer,
Yes.
Jason McMahon,
Yes.
Norman Smith,
Yes.
Jonathan Templin,
Yes.
Jeff Esslinger,
Yes.
Dan Bryant,
Yes.
Wilma Ball,
Yes.
Rick Baxter,
Yes.
David Verda,
Yes.
Tim Lehman,
No.
Joe Bob Hudson.
Yes.
All right, moving on to C. In the matter of approval, the following term expirations to be enacted in order to reinstate the commission to a regular membership rotation, with each term ending at midnight on the third Monday of October of the given year. 2023, Leah Ellis. 2024, Michael Johnson, Linda Parker Hampton. 2025, Kenneth Ford and Philip Morgan. 2026, Jeffrey Green and Lee Willis. We have a motion to approve. Mr. Bryant, we have a second from Ms. Blazer. Any questions or discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? That motion carried.
And I have a
Sir.
on part B.
Yes, sir.
I was contacted by Mr. Hensley last night, and he is withdrawing his name in consideration so that C.J. Ball can be put in his stead to be nominated as a member of the non-voting board. So anyone you see James Hensley on this agenda, please replace that with our recommendation of C.J. Ball.
So D, in the matter of approving the following name for appointment to the field of current vacancy for the Cocke County Emergency Communication E911 Board is now C.J. Ball. We have a motion to approve. Mr. Miller and Mr. Esslinger. Any questions or discussion on that? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? That motion carried. Motion passed. Okay. All right. E, in the matter of approval of the following term expirations to be enacted in order to reinstate the board to a regular membership rotation, with each term ending at midnight on the third Monday of October of the given year. 2023, Marie Schultz, Brian Sutherland, and Vanessa Dennis. 2024, C.J. Ball, Newell Bird, Roland Dykes III. 2025, Norman Smith, Jeremy Shelton, and Harold Woody.
Note that Harold Woody's will be 12/31/2025, because that's the current date of his current term.
Gotcha. Do we have a motion to approve? Mr. Vassar, do we have a second? Mr. McMahon. Any questions or discussion? not, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carried. F, in the matter of clarification of the county holiday schedule on behalf of the county officials, County Mayor Rob Mathis.
Thanks, Chairman. There's some confusion as to the Columbus Day holiday. The official list given to the county employees did not list it, yet the handbook still did. And this holiday is still a state federal holiday. So what we got together as county officials and chose to go ahead and give that holiday to the employees to err on their side. And what we would ask is that the CLB vote to follow the county handbook for this, in other words, to do as the county handbook says, to give Columbus Day and the day of Thanksgiving to the county employees and paid holidays. Follow the handbook this year, and next year what we're going to have a revised new handbook because the current one is about 30 years old. So we will have a brand new handbook to be approved by the CLB next year. We just ask that before we follow it in regards to the policy.
We have a motion to approve. Ms. Blazer, second Mr. Bassett. Any questions or discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carried. G, in the matter of approval of resolution to opt out of the statewide building code standards for one-family and two-family dwellings in Cocke County, that Blazer County Commissioner. Mr. Bryant. So you make the motion to approve? Do we have a second? Oh, yeah, Mr. Ford, I'm sorry.
Excuse me, is it time to make a motion?
We've already made it, but now they made the motion for that. Now we'll have discussion.
I would like to make a motion that we table this decision.
Well, we can't yet. We've already got a motion on the floor to approve, and one to second.
Okay.
So we'll vote, Mr. Vassar. If it fails, then we can move forward. Okay.
Thank you.
Any questions? Yes.
I do have questions. What are the pros and cons of opting out of this?
I think we have to vote on this every new commission, from what my understanding is. And if we don't vote, those Tennessee codes go in for housing in the county, is that correct?
Yes, you have to vote on each new CLB basically. You have up to 180 days still current. But if you don't vote to opt out of them, you'll have to follow the state fire marshal's code.
So those are codes, who enforces these codes now?
State fire marshal. And
So there's really no benefit opt in or out.
Well, actually, what this says is you have to be a licensed contractor, and there's a whole lot goes into it, not just a licensed contractor, but in order to follow this, let's say you've got a contractor out there that has people working for him that doesn't have certain, that he contracts to work for him. There's a whole lot more licensing that has to be in place. If I remember right, the last discussion we had about this, there was a whole lot of people out there that it was going to be putting out of a job if you did keep this. It makes it more difficult to just get somebody to come up and do work for you. That's the reason it was opted out of in the past. If I'm not mistaken.
Mr. Chairman, is this pure licensure, or does it also have structural codes in it?
It's structural codes also, and you have to have somebody to enforce it. You would have to hire a code enforcer for the county. So I mean, it's a pretty big deal if you want to do it. I'm not saying either way. It's up to everybody, but it's a pretty big deal. Right. Yes, sir, Mr. Brown.
Yes, doesn't all of the money from these permits and such goes to the state? The county doesn't get anything. Isn't that correct?
I'm not sure. I can't answer it. I think you're right, but I'm not sure.
And it puts an extra burden on the building. It would up building costs, up building burden.
So what we're saying is they can use people that doesn't have a per se license to contract a certain job.
Certain parts, yes.
Electrical, I don't think you still have to have a license.
Yeah, for electrical, yes, yes.
And septic,
And septic. There are certain things you can't get by with, but any other questions or comments?
I'm gonna vote to opt out on this, but this is coming. I mean, at some point, this will have to come into Cocke County. I mean, that's just, sorry, but that's just gonna happen.
Any other comments or questions?
I was in one of the meetings, I can't remember exactly which committee meeting I was at, and they spoke about this. And I think Cocke County is very, very low on the totem pole of not having codes or having enforced. Am I correct about that?
We don't have any codes.
I know, but I'm saying in the whole state of Tennessee, Cocke County is one of the counties that do not enforce these codes.
I can't answer that. Okay. Any other questions or comments? All right, we have a motion to approve this, to opt out, and we have a second. If there's no other comments or questions, let's do a roll call.
Andy Ford,
Yes.
Bill Miller,
Yes.
Gail Glazer,
Yes.
Jason McMahon,
Yes.
Norman Smith,
Yes.
Jonathan Templin,
Yes.
Jeff Esslinger,
Yes.
Dan Bryant,
Yes.
Wilma Law,
Yes.
Rick Bassler,
No.
David Fairdown,
Yes.
Tim Lehman,
Yes.
Jeff Bob Hudson.
Yes.
That motion carried. In the matter of discussion about eliminating the distance rule for the beer board, Shalane had put this on the agenda.
That would be my job. I'm like your county mayor, I got ladies spoke for some other reason. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on behalf of the County Beer Board. We would like to ask that you all eliminate the 1,500 foot. It's been eliminated from, what was it, Daniel, 2,500 one time? We finally got down to 1,500 feet. It's a horse and buggy rule. It's been in effect too long. Every county that touches us has eliminated theirs because of lawsuits. I believe it was Sevier County that was sued 11 times in the course of about 6 months. We keep paying legal fees. Downtown Hartford, Citgo sued the beer board, sued the county. County commission stepped up, lowered that variance a little bit to 1,500 feet, which would eliminate that lawsuit, which in essence they won. So it's the two members that are with it, the rest of them bailed out. We're asking that you all eliminate this and make it easier on us. Andy Trick did a survey through CPAS about 7 years ago. We're losing about $850,000 revenue over what, at that time, the number of stores that we told no on beer license. And that was money thrown away. Now, if we address this issue and eliminate it, that gives us more revenue. That's money that we can throw into the sheriff's department that provides the real cost. And that's underage sales of alcohol, tobacco, and vaping license. It's pretty simple. And that's all I've got to say about it, and I'll step away. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Mr. Chairman, thank you. If I'm correct, I think part of this, like the beer tax goes towards the road also. We get money from the state for the beer tax.
So you're losing revenue. I mean, I do have a question about that. You're not going to drive an extra 1,500 feet to buy it?
If you wanted to, go buy it.
I mean, that's just my own question.
So, my question would be is, if we eliminated that, I mean, they possibly could put a beer truck next to school. Next
They
to
can
the
put
church.
it still next to the school right now.
Not within 1,500 feet, is that
No,
not correct?
it's
Well,
state law.
churches, I think churches and
State
things
law,
like that.
you can sit right next to a church or a school.
Come back up here so we don't get.
I think our last county attorney was into that when we were going to that.
I know that. I don't remember.
What Tennessee Code is now, a distillery can set up next door to a church or a school and set up production.
Yeah, but they can't sell it to the public.
Right.
They can, in fact, if it's manufactured on site, they can sell it on premises.
If this is something the CLB would like to entertain, I would suggest it go through a committee and discuss it, and then bring it forth out of committee to do that. I mean, of course, we're not going to do anything here tonight, but if that's something that, again, that this county commission would like to entertain, I would suggest it come before general committee and have a general committee meeting next month and vet it out and move forward with it.
We'll come back and talk again. Like I say, we're not trying to recruit more drinkers. There's already too many of them there. We're just trying to get revenue in their account. And it's time that we move forward. Every time we say no to a store, that's money we're throwing someplace else. You have
It's hard
Oh,
to
yeah,
enforce.
it's, I mean, with lost revenue, the way it's standing now, I mean, so you get short staff, or you not. See, this is money we could be dumping into our public safety, and we're missing out.
Okay.
I mean, it's your all's job to bring revenue into this county and manage it correctly. We're not asking anybody to do anything wrong. I mean, every county around us, they eliminate their business. So we need to start catching up, you know. I've always said that our little county right here, we're still high grease rate while everybody else is in king place. So it's time we step up and move ahead.
Other counties have eliminated this totally.
The what now?
The other counties you're saying have eliminated
It is,
totally.
Superior County was the first one, I think, they played out there with that lawsuit, and they think they could do some things out there. I think Jefferson County followed short behind that, I'm not sure about him.
All right, again, if you want to, I would suggest the general committee call a meeting next month and vet this out and work through it. Okay? Thank you.
Easy enough, thank you.
In the matter of setting the following speed limits, 3rd District, Point Pleasant Road, 35 miles per hour, and Hubbard Road, 20 miles per hour. We have a motion to approve. Mr. Bryant, do we have a second? Ms. Blazer? Any discussion?
What's the current speed limit on these two roads?
Well, there's really not one. I actually talked to Nathan White, who's our constable, and because nothing's posted down there, he pulled somebody over the other day, he was running 60 mile an hour. You know, and he basically just told him to slow down.
These roads gravel or paved?
Paved. I know Point Pleasant Road's paved. Matter of fact, I may have a line. I'm not sure about Huff Road. Do you know, CJ?
Huff Road, I'm not saying that. Which means, I think the county passed a speed limit of 45 if it's asphalt and it's 20 gravel.
You know, that's why I was asking.
If it's not over, it's 45.
They're both paying.
They're both paid.
Has anybody been on these roads to see what a good speed limit would be? I mean, like
I've been on Point Pleasant Road, 35 mile an hour, it's clean fast enough.
yeah.
Any other discussion? If not, we didn't have a second.
Yes.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? That motion carries. In the matter of approving the road list with changes to surface types and speed limits as the official road list for fiscal year 2022-2023, accepted and approved by the Highway Commission on August 23rd, 2022, was submitted by Dwayne McAllister. Do we have a motion to approve the road list? Mr. Vash, do we have a second? Mr. Veridal. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? That motion carried. J, in the matter of accepting the letter of resignation for Angela Sheldon, assessor of property. That copy was enclosed. We have a motion to accept that resignation. Ms. Ball, do we have a second? Mr. McMahon, any questions or discussion?
Would like to thank Ms. Sheldon for her service.
We were reluctant to do.
And to take up your comments, John, I always congratulate her for 33 years of loyal service.
I'm sure it's bittersweet for her. Any other questions or discussion? If not, all those in favor of accepting the letter of resignation from Angela Shelton, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. K, in the matter of consideration for Macy L. Reed as assessor of property due to the resignation of Angela Shelton, That copy was enclosed along with her resume. Of course, everybody knows that Mason served in the office quite a while. We have a motion to approve. Mr. Estlinger, arms everywhere, Mr. Hudson, second. Any questions or discussion? Let's do a roll call vote on this. Because we are appointing somebody to an elected office. I think everybody needs to be correct.
Andy Ford,
Yes.
Bill Miller,
Yes.
Caleb Blazer,
Yes.
Jason McMahon,
Yes.
Norman Smith,
Yes.
Jonathan Templin,
Yes.
Jeff Esslinger,
Yes.
Dan Wright,
Yes.
Wilma Ball,
Yes.
Rick Vassar,
Yes.
David Verda,
Yes.
Tim Lehman,
Yes.
Joe Bob Hudson.
Yes.
13 ayes.
Congratulations, Mr. Reed. In the matter of Kathy Moscato addressing the board regarding the ARP grant. Now, Mr. Stevens, come on up, ma'am.
Thank you.
Welcome, ma'am.
I want to take a shot. Recently learned that I was questioning the grant applications that the nonprofits submitted back in December 29th of 2021. I know there have been several different meetings in 2022, but we've not, let me speak for the Council on Aging and Senior Center, we've not received any communication formally that the grant was approved or that distribution was forthcoming, other than hearsay. Because of the election, a new committee needs to be formed, and I understand that's in the works.
To echo that, we do have a committee up that's going to be chaired by Pastor Rich Lloyd. We've got a couple of other members. Will be, if anybody wants to approach me, we need a 7 member to be on that committee. Probably going to be a committee of 3. So if anybody would like to serve on that, just let me know. And we're going to, again, we're about a month and a half in, and this is, like I told, this is like item 185 out of 382.
Right.
So we'll get to it as quick as we can, but we are going to address this as expeditiously and as thoroughly as possible.
Thank you, that's all we really need.
Okay. So, Mr. Mayor, you will reach out to her and make sure she's aware of it. All right, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Number 5, miscellaneous. If not, do we have a motion to adjourn? Mr. Bryan. Do we have a second? Mr. Fairdown. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Thank you.